Hello, hello. I hope you're good. I just wanted to talk a little bit of our Soma event series. So there's three different events in those series. There's a San Soma, there's a Yin San Soma, and there's a Beyond Soma. So all three events include circular breathing. Breathe in through your mouth and out through your mouth, but they all start a bit in a different way. So, and target a little bit a different kind of layer of you being, pretty much. So the first, the Sansoma, I shouldn't say first, but I'm going to say that. I'm going to say the first one. So the Sansoma, we really essentially working superficial level, but I shouldn't say really superficial because nothing is really superficial in that kind of work. But it's more like the top layers. So it's everything we accumulate every day, all the frustration, all those things that you know that you don't even know that we're holding on, but we really do. So it's almost like that emotional release. Like it's really. Yeah, it's pretty much that, just clearing, making space for your being. So how it works, what is the difference? So we doing in that first part of the event, we actually doing some movement, somatic movement that is activating, and a lot of activating breath work as well on before the actual circular breathing. So it does look like a lot of shaking, a lot of movement, rotation, nothing intense in a way or complicated or fitness wise or anything like this. It's very much focusing on a lot of shaking, a lot of release, like a release type of work. There is the breath where we adding that arm movement with it, which pumping a little bit more, accelerate the breath rhythm. And then when we finish with that, so we have some movement, and then we have the actually breath work. So the two main breath work that we have in that Sansoma is a Beloth breath, like in and out through your diaphragm area, targeting that solar plexus, which really, it's really that processing center, right? So that's really activating that fire. And then we're doing as well Kapalabhati breathing or detoxing breath. There's many of us, or skull shining breath. We've heard about this, so it's not like this. And we do that. So this is really building up. Like what it does is that bring that energy up, right? Building that energy up from the belly, from the Kapalabhati. Then we're going into that, and then we're doing that nice, strong, heated breath practice, the in and out. And what it does is really just activating everything. So it creates fire in your body for all those feelings, all those emotions to just come out. It's just creating space. And then when we create space, we're laying down, and then we're starting that deep circular breathing for 45 minutes, in and out. And then we landing back when this 45 minutes is finished, then we land back into a body, into the space. What to expect in those after this practice? Well, everybody is different, right? So most of the feedback that I had since the last time we did that session, which was the 6th of June, a lot of people came back with amazing feedback. Thank you, by the way. You know who you are. Like you all really give me. I felt bad because, like, you know, those feedbacks sometimes are intense, right? And I say, "Oh, this is great." I know it sometimes it can feel quite intense, but it you realize by now that it is great. But it's just that roller coaster that you're gonna have to ride. But you know what? Like I always warn people, you know, when they come and do some work with me, the work is not about all love and fluff and it's all feeling super exciting and super happy and no, we're getting in those shadows because you know what, the real work resides in those shadows. So that's where I hold the space. That's why I hold the space for. This is why I hold the space for for people that want to work with shadows so they can liberate themselves from it. So a lot of feedback like this. Yes, the week after, it's always intense. And I would say you can really assess the effectiveness of your practice, not so much by the session itself. It's funny. I know it sounds funny, but it is the truth. It's more the aftermath of the session. Because, and some people release it in session, don't get me wrong, sometimes it happens in a session, but the aftermath is usually what you really see what worked and what didn't. And with those sessions, like the aftermath is quite intense. So, but for the good, you're clearing stuff. You're clearing stuff, so things that you so used to have consistently on you and never even question it, that you think it's a normal feeling. So when you remove that, it's a, it's like you feel almost drained, like you feel drained, but for the new, so you created space for new thing, but it's a roller coaster. And most of you that came had the feedback, and that's what it is. So the second session, I mean, not second, but I'm going to do it like this. So then there's another session, the yin san soma. So in a yin san soma, we're going on opposition. So from that, not opposition, but, kind of. So we're using the fire a lot in that first san soma, like it's just a lot of activation breath work, where in a yin soma, we're actually going to target much deeper. So we're looking at really deep pattern behavior, releasing deep trauma here, and it's powerful. But so how we do that in the first part of those events, it's like a yin practice. So we get into our posture. There's 10 different posture that we hold, almost close to 5 minutes each posture. So we hold them nice and steady. We breathing into them, so we activating. We do some activation somehow, but it's a nice deep breath into those posture. We hold. We have breath work, obviously, because it's a whole practice. And then when we finish those 10 posture, we lay back, and then we start our 45 minutes of circular breathing in and out through the mouth. So again, here we're looking at even deeper. So you look at the san soma, it's a clearing, it's a clearing lifting. And you look at the yin san soma, it's a little bit deeper. So you're looking at pattern of behavior, you're looking at, how you call it, cycle, a repetitive cycle, like, so with those, the yin san soma, it's really, sometimes you're really breaking deep pattern of behavior, like you can really access that. And then finally we have the beyond soma. So here we actually we entering, this is the most intense, I shouldn't say that, actually. I take it back, because intensity is relatively, it's bias, isn't it? It's relative to everyone and different people on different space. So the beyond soma, you're going beyond, like it's like beyond the soma, beyond the body. So you're looking at that really ethereal practice here. So we work with the chakra system first. So the first part, this time, it's all energy work, like it's breath work, but we're breathing through those energy center, and we're really making a big focus here when we come to the heart, and from the heart up. So we raising, and when we reach that brain, that middle brain, or that third eye, that's where we start our deep circular breathing in and out through the mouth. And from there, you're lifting, and you're lifting, and you're lifting. And this time, we stay in that circular breathing for 75 minutes. So it is an intense practice. But this is magical. This is where really you reaching altered consciousness and beyond. Now, I don't like to talk too much about what can happen in those sessions, and it really, sometimes it's really bothering me, because I experienced intense session myself when I went to other people, because I do that work for me. And every time that I see somebody doing that, I try to go for myself. So I did experience intense, but not every time. Not every session is intense. There is session like I was like, oh, that was so smooth and chill. The aftermath, not so much, but the practice itself there. My problem is with social media sometimes, like, you see all those intense people like crying into tears, bursting. And yes, it can happen. You see arm moving, like this tetany can happen to the body, like definitely. However, if you start the practice expecting this, I guarantee you will not feel anything. And the most likely, you will actually ruin your session, because if you're expecting, you're in here. And if you're in here, it's hard to get out. We don't want you here. We want you to be in a body, and the body just take you to different places. We want to let the body talk, because obviously it's not talk therapy, right? So your mind doesn't know. We want to release what your mind do not know, and that's the trick. It's not about releasing what your minds already know, because obviously it's, if your mind already know, you know what's your limit, you know what it is. It's the body, the thing, the residue from that our past that it actually that reside in our body, that we can't access. We're not even there. We're not even knowing that it's there. And that's the beauty of it, letting your body talk and listen to it and just follow it. And that's what it is. By doing intense breathing, and no matter all the three different type of practice event will even the last one beyond Soma, we start with the chakras, and it's we start in there, and then it takes you wherever it wants to take, where you need to go. And it's all about trust, and it's all about trusting the process. So the minute you have expectation, you're gonna drop that. You're gonna ruin the session, and you'll be in your head the whole time. If you start thinking, oh, this should be happening now, or sometimes the tricky bit, if you went to, because I know it's happened to me, I went to a session once, and then it was very intense. Very intense. When I'm saying intense, it was intense. Blow my mind, and more than my mind. And it's like when I came back the second time, it was really different. I didn't feel that intensity. I didn't feel, and you're almost like you can't help yourself, but just like feeling, oh, but yeah, the work. And that's why the assessment of the work is not the session itself. And I will keep reminding you and keep saying it again and again. It's not about how much you shake during the session. It's not about how much you're going to cry or laugh or look good, doing different thing. It's the aftermath, how you feel after. The after, acknowledging how you feel after the fatigue maybe, or the release, the emotional roller coaster. That's what have to come. Remember that in 21-day healing in between each of the event are very important. So I just want to reinforce that, because sometimes with anything, that kind of work, if you have too much expectation, it takes it away. The work is about trusting the process. It's about just let go of that mind and just really let be free yourself. It's about liberation. It's about just like, transformational. It's like going beyond what is known. So don't stay stuck in that place. Try to really come here, just be open to what is, and just let the rest do. Let yourself drift. Let your body guide you. There is an extra session that I've been doing, and that's a weekly practice. So for people that are a bit intimidated, those sessions can be quite intimidating to go in at first if you have absolutely no background in healing work or any of that kind of work. So sometimes I created San Yin practice, which is not as intense. It's an hour practice. It's weekly practice, and it's a perfect way to get into it. If to have a little test, we don't really do mass breathing. We do a little bit, but nothing like this. But it's a nice feeling. Like you will feel, you will have the headphone, you will have the sound, you'll have my voice. You'll move through posture, a little bit of movement, gentle, not too harsh, and then you'll have a little taste of that mass breathing as well, and that is very good to get introduced. And then it's actually really good for maintaining as well a regular practice. So whatever you going through your week, you keep just clearing as you go. So, and the more you practice, the more you know how to get deep, because it's not a one-time thing. We all know, if you've been healing, it's not like, okay, I'm healing myself, now I'm done, I don't have to do. Everything transforms around you. Everything's moving, you changing, your environment is changing. So the work is constant. I know sometimes it's kind of suck because you want to do it, fix it once for all, and then don't worry about it. That's not how it's happening. That's not the work. If you think that is the work, you're mistaken. The work is constant. The work is every day. The work is every week. The work is every month, every year. Something different happen, and the work is actually be able to actually flow with it, not flow with what's happening, not by repressing, not by hogging in, but by just letting things. It's not about being happy all the time. It's not about smiling all the time. It's not about being nice all the time. That's not it. It's about being able to watch the light, but watch the shadows, and be able to be okay with the shadows and ride those shadows without getting stuck into it. So the regular practice of that yin, that sound yin, is very so beneficial to do it as a regular thing, as a reset. I have 2 sessions a week for now. I offering it on Wednesday night at 6 p.m. in Boyne Island, and on Friday afternoon at 4:30 in Glaston. So if you want more detail, if you want to know more, just jump on my website, severin-sanctuary.com. It's free information. You go on there. I have a blog. I have a blog on that website, and I talk about the series. So you can have a look at that. And it's free. And then you can actually contact me as well. I'm happy to have a chat about it if you want me to. And or you can just come and see me on those weekly practice. And if you don't want to do the weekly practice, the next session, the next event is going to be a Yin San Soma. It's going to be at Drip Recovery on the 25th of July. So I hope to see you all. I want to thank you for the one that came last, my last San Soma. Amazing. Thank you for all your feedback and your trust. I'm really glad you actually all felt quite intensely, and as much as I know it's hard, I know it's a good thing. So I want to tell you, well done for letting this happen, because at the end of the day, you did it. So you should be very rewarding yourself for that, because it's not easy to start the journey and to start to dig in. So I want to give you a big shout to you, and I hope you do that for yourself too. And that's about it. And I passed my time because I wanted to only do 15 minutes, but it's okay. Hopefully you take the time to listen to it all. Lots of love, and I shall see you on a mat breathing soon.